Hey everybody, my name's Nova, and today I'm going to show you how I styled my Yashiro Nene wig from Toilet Bound Hanako-kun. So, without further ado, let's get started! This video is sponsored by Epic Cosplay Wigs. The wig they sent me for my Nene cosplay is the Iris in Silver Gray. It's the perfect color, it has lots of curl so it holds style really well, and it's got long bangs that we can cut and style any way we like. So let's get started. For the dyeing process, you'll need synthetic dye. I recommend the RIT Dye More, some latex gloves to protect your hands, fabric softener for that extra conditioning treatment, and a stainless steel pot. For a dip dye like we're going to do for Nene, I used 600 milliliters of water and 8 teaspoons of the synthetic dye. You want to make sure that your water is just at a simmer. Definitely do not bring your water to a boil, because that could risk melting the ends of the hair when you dye it. I also use a disposable chopstick to stir up the dye. Keep that for later too. If this is your first time dyeing, take a small section of the hair from the wig and do a test dye like I do. My test dye was for 5 minutes, and as you can see, the color is way too dark for what we're going for, so I'm going to try again with less time. After just 2 minutes in the dye, the hair is a much closer color to Nene's hair, so that's what we're going to do for the rest of the wig. Grab your wig, dip it in the dye, and set a timer for 2 minutes. You can use the chopstick from earlier to push parts of the hair down. That way the gradient is more varied. After the 2 minutes, you can take out the wig, let the excess dye drip into the pot, and after a few seconds, it should be cool enough to wring out even more dye. I transport my wig up to my bathtub to rinse it out in a garbage bag and a towel. You definitely don't want to drip this on your carpet or hardwood floors. Once I got the wig into the tub, I start to rinse out the ends of the wig. You want to make sure you rinse until the water runs clear. That way, you'll reduce any chances of the dye getting transferred onto your clothing, your cosplay, or any other surface. Once your wig has been fully rinsed, we're going to wash all the extra dye in the tub down the drain so it doesn't stain. Then take your fabric softener and give that wig a nice spa treatment. Epic Cosplay wigs really don't need this extra treatment because they're already very soft and don't tangle, but because we dyed the ends, it's just a precautionary measure. You want to work the fabric softener throughout the entire wig. You don't need a lot, but also make sure to wash it all out too. Once you're done rinsing, we can squeeze out all the excess water. I then secure the wig onto a wig head so we can brush it out. Use a couple of pins to make sure it doesn't go anywhere. Wig still may be very wet, so pat it dry with a towel. Also, don't drop it like I did. I then carefully brush out the wig, making sure it's nice and smooth. After brushing, I also make sure to squeeze out more excess water. Once you've finished brushing, you can lay your wig out to air dry. Here are the test swatches after they've dried. As you can see, the 5 minutes is still much too dark, even though it's lightened a little. The 2 minutes was perfect. Want to see how I finished up my Nene wig? It'll be coming in a part 2 very soon. See you later! Hey everyone, it's Nova, and this is part 2 of styling my Yashiro Nene wig. So, after my wig has dried overnight,
As you can see, a lot of the curls aren't as defined and nice as we want them. So I'm going to take a straightener where I can change the temperature, and I'm going to take small sections and run it through the entire wig. You want to take this slow and use very small sections of hair. Also, I recommend a temperature under 280 degrees. If you go over that, you might end up burning the wig. I also keep a brush handy, that way I can brush through each section before I straighten it, so I don't risk setting any tangles or knots into the wig. A tip that I actually found helpful while doing this is after you've run over the section of hair with a straightener, hold it downwards so it's smooth, and after it cools, it'll be more likely to stay straightened. After you straighten it, you can go over it with a brush so it's nice and even. Now to curl the wig, I use a curling wand that I can adjust the temperature so I can make it nice and low. I point the curling wand down towards the ground and wrap the hair around. After it sits, I hold it in my hand, spray it with hairspray, and let it cool. You can repeat this on the rest of the wig. Now let's tend to those long bangs. I'm going to use these small pair of scissors and start on the end so I can get a guide of how long I want the bangs to be. I take a small section in my fingers and I use a cutting method called chipping. It's where you take the hair in between your fingers and you cut upwards. That way you won't end up with a super blunt cut. Then I continue in small sections trying to line it up and keep it even. Once you've cut the bangs to your desired length, you can go ahead and straighten them out a little bit. I then take the straightener and curl the ends under, and then I take a foam roller to hold that shape. By curling the ends under like this, the bangs will appear a little bit shorter than they actually are. I also did this in 2 separate sections, just to make it a little bit easier to hold them with the foam roller. After the bangs have cooled with the foam rollers, you can brush them so they blend together and hairspray them in place. Now to put the wig in that signature Nene style. I take her 2 hair clips and a couple of rubber bands. Take a front section of the hair and set it aside. We want to leave that hanging out. Then I take a top section of the hair to put into a little low ponytail. You can use a comb and also the way the wefts are in the wig to guide you so you can separate the hairs out so they're nice and smooth. Once you're satisfied, you can secure the ponytail with a small rubber band. Now we repeat the same steps on the other side. Once you're done styling the little ponytails, we can put the clips on either side, and we're done. Once I put the wig on, I adjust it to how I like, making sure everything's in place, and I fiddle with the bangs to make sure I can hide my dark hair underneath this light colored wig. Thank you again to Epic Cosplay Wigs for letting me style this wig for them. I had such a blast, and I absolutely love the way the wig turned out. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and see you later. Bye!